some time and you'll be back another day. I can see us breaking down the barrier. Oh yeah. With the speed of light we cross the stratosphere. Oh yeah. We can go so far, so far away. Baby, let's go far, so far, you and me. Let's dance the night away, we're locked together far away, you and me. We'll have a celebration to an unknown destination, can't you see? I can see us breaking down the barrier. Oh yeah. With the speed of light we cross the stratosphere. Oh yeah. We can go so far, so far away. Baby, let's go far, so far, you and me. We'll dance all night till the break of dawn. Come on now, let your feelings show. Oh baby. We'll dance all night till the break of dawn. Come on now, let your feelings show. Oh baby. We'll dance all night till the break of dawn. Come on now, let your feelings show. Oh baby. We'll dance all night till the break of dawn. Come on now, let your feelings show. Oh baby.
Hi guys! Oh my gosh, I have really messed this up, haven't I? Let's try again. Oh dear. Oh dear. Alright. Not now. That's, wow. Good times. So you guys can finally hear the rest of the song. Like, I don't think I've ever heard this far into the song. Oh my gosh. I've messed this up, haven't I? Good times. Alright. Well, you know what? Let me go to this view. Because this is... I can use software, I promise. It looks like I've messed up
prudes
some of the other stuff.
Prudes, something beautiful has been
My
created for us.
gosh,
I'm very excited. I feel like now
why? Claire Siobhan, why? Why are you on my live stream? Okay, hello everyone. Sorry about that. Sorry. We're having technical issues. Claire Siobhan came on my live. Oh, I know why, because I got the alert, so I tried to close it. But then I saw her and heard her. All right, you guys, we're going to start again. Good morning. I hope you all can see me and hear me. Everyone's laughing at me. Yeah, guys, go ahead, laugh. Have a good laugh. I had technical issues this morning, but I hope you all are having a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. And today I wanted to do a little bit more of a casual chat today on today's live stream. So I don't have a whole presentation made up for you this morning, so I apologize. But we'll have a casual talk about makeup. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hello, GB. Hello, Sasha. Sasha, I owe you. I owe you stuff. Sorry. I'll get back to you. Stella, Karen, Zola, Alyssa, Cheryl, Amber, everybody, Jock and Team, Alexis, Mary Ellen, Evelyn. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. Kelly, hello. we can all laugh at my gaffe earlier because like actually the reason that happened is I filmed a reaction video yesterday, and I'm hoping that it doesn't get copyright claimed because it did yesterday. So I re-uploaded it and like took some things out. It's legal for me to use it. It's like fair use, but I just don't want to deal with that stuff. And I had a little setting that says like play the video instead of like see my camera, and it just starts like look for the video and panics because I like moved it. So I'm gonna have to solve that after I get off here. But hello everyone. So this morning let's talk about makeup. So I'm gonna be totally honest with you this morning and tell you that makeup is something that a lot of people have been talking about since I think 2000. I think the makeup craze started around 2012, 2013. I think the boom took off in 2013 as far as getting it under control. Oh, there's a thumbs down. So in my gaming channel, when there's a thumbs down, I always sing the party pooper song because there's always has to be a party pooper. That's why I love a thumbs down. So we'll do it here too. Why not? Here we go. Every party needs a pooper. That's why we invited you. Party pooper. Party pooper. There you go. So around 2013 is when the makeup craze really took off. And it made a lot of people want to buy makeup and want to store makeup. And we'll talk about that in a little while. But the first thing, hello everybody, hello in the chat. The first thing I want to talk about is how long makeup actually lasts for. And it is totally up to you, depending on how long you personally, I am not the police to say you must throw this item away. But in general, I want to put something on the screen that I just grabbed from online. Everyone's laughing at the party pooper song. I do it on my other channel and people love it. People press the thumbs down button on purpose for it to get the song. And I'm like, you know what? If we're all going to have fun, like just have fun. Just have fun. Have fun in life. Okay. So I'm just going to move this over here. I grabbed this from somebody's blog. I think you can see down at the bottom's Jack of all things. So if you want to go check that out, there you go. Credit given. But here is the makeup expiration chart. And I found this to be generally like a common sort of thought throughout the whole like community. So your eyeliner is good for like 6 to 8 months. I even say, I feel like if you sharpen it, if you keep it sharpened, I think you're sort of allowed to keep it for a little bit longer. Your plain eyeliner pencil. Now, what is the difference? Oh, a gel eyeliner. I'm sorry. The gel eyeliner is the one in the little container. Yeah, that's 6 to 8 months. I want to say even a little. I see be even more conservative with your gel eyeliner. Your eyeliner pencil is good for a year, provided you sharpen it frequently. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the virtual hug. Mascara, 3 to 6 months. I would be very careful with mascara. I usually throw my mascara around 4 months. These are things you want to be really careful about. Some of the other things you can be a little bit more, loose about if you want to. Powder cosmetics. Powder cosmetics is where a lot of people tend to be a little bit less strict about when they get rid of it. It says it's really only good for 1 or 2 years, but especially if it's like a loose powder, you could probably keep it for longer if it's a siftable powder. But just, again, if it starts to smell really weird or not perform the same, then it's probably not going to be great for your face. Foundation, it says 1 or 2 years, but I always like to say a year. I think that's really the limit on foundation. It usually starts to smell kind of weird after a year. Hello, guys in the stream. Hello. And a foundation pot. Well, not a lot of people use pot foundation anymore, so we'll just skip that. Cream blush. I think probably it says 1.5 years. So I would really only keep that to 1 year. You may be putting your brush in, but a cream product is going to last not as long as a powder product at all. It starts to get really funky really quickly just because there's more opportunity for bacteria and stuff to grow in there. Yes, it does Emerald, it does depend on bacteria buildup. And also, be mindful about when you actually opened it. But we'll talk about opening in just a moment. Lipstick, 1 to 2 years. I say please no longer than that. Nail polish, I mean, I'd be less stringent about nail polish. You're not putting it directly on your face or in your mouth. But generally, if it starts to like not perform well, if it starts to smell really bad, definitely chuck it. Hello, F Doctor. Hello, everyone. And perfume. I think this one is 8 years. I think perfume is actually good for like a little longer than that. I think as long as you keep it away from the light and heat, it lasts a while. And Jane, these are dates after they have been, well, generally these are dates after they've been opened and used. In general, there are exceptions, like you may have something sit on a shelf and it may degrade in quality, and then by the time you open it, it's already bad. That has happened. But in general, these are after things have been used or opened. And speaking of when things were used and opened, you're like, where can I find that? Well, there is a little symbol, right in front of my face. Look at that. Look at that. Put it right in front of my face. We'll make it a little smaller too. There's a little symbol on most cosmetic products, including, I think, so on some skincare too. Sorry, I keep kicking the desk. And I've been coughing a little bit, so I got my tea here. I don't know if I have the thing, but we're gonna try to prevent some problems. Okay. So these little like cap open symbols are something that are on most of your beauty products if you look for them. So they're often on the back, like near the label, or on the bottom. So just check around, and it's sometimes it's not on the product itself. It might be in the box, but sometimes it's really hard to find. But it's definitely on most products nowadays. I don't think it was there. Like, I feel like this is something that companies recently started doing, but those little symbols there, oh my gosh, it's not mirrored, so there are indications of the manufacturer saying how long it's good for, but ultimately you can make a judgment call based on your best judgment, how good they smell, what the texture is like, how they perform, etc., etc. So in general, what's next on my thing? In general, it's best to store makeup away from hot and humid areas. So again, I am not the location police, but generally the bathroom counter is a bad place to put makeup. Sorry, I'm going to turn my mic a little bit. Is a bad place to put makeup because it can cause it to degrade a little faster. It's not the end of the world if you have your makeup stored in your bathroom. I mean, you do what you want to do, but it will last a lot longer in a cool, dry place, preferably in a dark place. But, again, you don't have to. I have my makeup next to a window, and I'm just accepting that that's the way that it is because I like to look at it next to the window. Hello, Carmen. Hello. The symbol isn't required in the U.S. Alexis, I didn't know that. I think that, is there much makeup made in the U.S.? I feel like a lot of it's made in China. But you never knew what that symbol meant. Yeah. Susan, my husband, is feeling okay. He's feeling okay. I'm the one who's got the coughing and the sneezing. But I do think that is seasonal, and not the big one. Or we'll see. Could be. I could be like, toughing it out. You never know. So, I want it to be super transparent. Thank you, Sasha. Yeah, I've got the bunny chair. It's out of frame. The bunny ears are out of frame, but I've got it in a video coming up soon. I think it's Friday. I don't know. Maybe it's not Friday. Maybe it's next Monday. I'd like to be a little transparent today and talk about the issues of makeup collecting, or some people call it makeup hoarding. I want to be careful about the use of the word hoarding, because in my experience with people and being a professional organizer, I don't specialize in people who have hoarding disorder, but it's important to distinguish that hoarding disorder is an actual disorder in the DSM. It has its own entry, and it has certain behavioral parameters. And in general, hoarding disorder is really going to interfere with your quality of life, interfere with your living spaces, and interfere with your relationships with people in your life. And you experience a huge amount of distress and other really negative feelings involved with getting rid of items that may have perceived value to you, but actually don't have, real value, like items that are trash. But you may be attaching memories to them, or other things that will, cause you to just really not be able to let go of items. And I think we talk about makeup hoarding in a hyperbolic sense of makeup hoarding, but I do believe that this is a phenomenon of collecting. And collecting is something that people have been doing for a long, long, long time. People have been collecting baseball cards, collecting bottle caps, collecting beer cans, collecting, I collect plants, you can even collect virtual things, collect Pokemon, Beanie Babies. It's been a thing. Now people are collecting plants a lot nowadays. And it's getting a little out of control. We can talk about that in a moment, but the rise of the beauty influencer, I think, really encouraged people to go out and spend more than they would have on a regular basis on cosmetic products, and then cause them to have this huge collection of makeup in order to avoid sort of a feeling of FOMO. And I found myself in the very same trap in 2013. Is when I started watching YouTube. I didn't watch a lot of YouTube until 2013. And I only started watching YouTube because I was searching, I do a podcast, if you don't know, and I was searching for, I think, videos on Furbies, and I found Graveyard Girl, and I got into a kind of weird rabbit hole with beauty content. Excuse me. I'm going to mute when I cough. But it caused me to sort of get into this whole rabbit hole with beauty content, and I started my whole journey with I think I believe at this point it was sort of a compulsive purchasing and acquiring of makeup and cosmetic items. I was so concerned about keeping up with the Joneses, the ladies online, and when I was watching these videos, it made me feel like I could relate to the person on the screen, like they were my sister friend. Somebody, we were talking about it, and they were like, buy this palette. And I'm like, yeah, I want that palette. So I would go out and buy the palette, and it became something of a sport to me. So there was the whole thing with limited edition. It was only available for a month or so. You would get off of your butt and run to Sephora or run to Ulta when it opened and buy that palette because it was limited edition. You might not have needed it. You might not have been able to use it, but you bought it. And I got into a whole, I don't think it was a destructive cycle, but it was definitely a phase that I went through of overbuying cosmetics. And I actually want to be really transparent with you guys and say that my gaming channel used to be a beauty channel before I sort of shut it down and started my organizing channel. And I'll actually expose a little bit of that content to you if I share my screen with you. But as you can see, this is me in 2015. I had overhyped and underhyped high-end beauty products. This was my first time talking to a camera about beauty products, and it's our old apartment. And there's also this video where I just shopped and shopped and shopped. And I have to say, even then, though, I was sort of getting the idea that I knew I had a kind of an issue with shopping and to only buy small packages of items. So I'll play a little bit of this video, but it's embarrassing. A lot of these are private. A lot of the one is I think a couple are unlisted, but a lot of them are private. And lastly, it comes with a little baby size of the L'Occitane, what is this? Cleansing oil, the Shea Butter Cleansing Oil. I love this. This is one of my favorite cleansing oils. I'm really into cleansing oils these days as opposed to regular makeup removers because I'm into the whole double cleansing thing where you cleanse with oil and then you use your water-based cleanser. This one is pretty expensive. It's $22 for the full size. So it takes me a little while to go through these little baby samples. So I'm going to be happy with this for a while. Yeah. So that, you know what, and that's a good advice for if you like to shop and like to sort of switch out your products a lot.
A good idea is to sort of buy these little baby sizes, even though they might not be dollar for dollar the same as the full size. It's probably a worse value. But if you really like to switch up your products a lot, you can be satisfied going through one of these. It won't take you that long, and then you'll be able to satisfy your urge to shop for something else. Just a thought.
Okay. So like if I wasn't me, actually we'll just switch this back because I can't take it. I can't take it. If this weren't me and I might have been watching this video, I do still double cleanse, Trish. I may have been tempted to go and check it out, see how much it costs, and to buy this product. And so I want it became something of like a sport to me. But I do want to say that I was good and just mainly bought little trial sized items of like skincare I wanted to try and other things because again, I want to reiterate that dollar for dollar, that is not a good value. But in terms of whether you'll actually be able to get through it, and if you like to change up things that you use and you like variety, that is a good strategy to use. Know that it's not going to be a good value. Know that you're going to go in paying much more than you would if you bought the full size product or even a mega size product. But, again, I have to say, for what's worse, having the big thing in your house and only use a little bit of it, or having the little bit of it, paid a little bit more and been able to use the whole thing and recycle the packaging. So that's usually, what I recommend to people. But I've been watching a lot of over the years. I've been watching a lot of ladies and gentlemen actually in their homes actually filming decluttering videos and filming, like I'm getting rid of half my makeup collection, half my skincare collection, because I feel like at some point in the process, I think maybe 3 or 4 years ago, people started to realize what the power of the influence of YouTube was doing to people who were into makeup. I found that this was applying much more to makeup than it was any other industry on YouTube. Now we have a whole thing with plants and all that thing. Let's talk about it in a minute. And yes, Brianna, I want to bring up the products that come via subscription boxes: BoxyCharm, Ipsy. I think those are the big ones. Birchbox. Those can be a little bit dangerous too, because you're doing like a tiny micro. Well, it's not really a micro transaction, but you're doing an invisible transaction every month, and you're being sent product every month that you didn't really ask for, and that you may or may not use. So I want to encourage you, if you find yourself still under some of these traps, and if you haven't really stopped buying makeup, to practice some self-forgiveness of this. Marketing companies are very good at what they do. Brands are very good at what they do. Influencers are very good at what they do. And I guess I would call myself an influencer. It's sometimes, I am the first to admit that there are affiliate links in a lot of my descriptions for products I talk about. I do want people to buy those because I get a small kickback. It's not as much as in the beauty community. I feel like there's a lot of money moving around in that space, but as influencers, they're very good at making you believe that you need to go and buy said products. So a lot of makeup collections now have become, again, the new Porsche, the new Birkin bag, but I think it's backing up a little bit more now that we are sort of, especially now that we're in the pandemic. A lot of people are taking a look, being very introspective while we're at home, and letting go of a lot of that stuff. And speaking of letting go, hello, my iPad just did not allow me to come back in. Oh, come on. It wants me to unlock it. All right. Speaking of getting rid of stuff, if you need to get rid of makeup, there are a lot of ways you can, safely let it go and not feel too bad about yourself. Of course, makeup that's spoiled or is not performing or is too damaged or almost gone. I think that you really don't have a choice but to actually, throw in the trash. But I think there are several organizations and places where you can donate either slightly used or brand new makeup that you haven't even opened. And they're actually down in the description below. And there's probably a bunch of more places that are near you. Just sort of Google donate makeup and let Google use your location. But it's there's a great site called oh man, I forgot what it was called. But again, anyway, it's down in the description. And again, I did a video, I think it was last year or the year before, about Dress for Success. They are an amazing, amazing foundation that helps women in transition get back to work and, take back their lives. And they definitely accept makeup as part of their donation. And actually, body products and cosmetic products or skincare products as well. They are super fantastic and want that stuff. A lot of women's shelters need that stuff too. So if you really feel a need to just purge it all, look into some of those options. Everyone's saying they just canceled BoxyCharm. I used to have, BoxyCharm is like one of those things that's very tempting because you get all these full size products and it's kind of like Christmas every month. But then you're stuck with all of these products that you're not really using a lot of the time. Carmen, you get your makeup from your daughter that she doesn't like or wear anymore. It's great. Yeah, it's great when you have someone in your house who is sort of really into it and then you get their cast offs. That's actually, it used to, and that's another good way is to give it to family and friends who really aren't as addicted as you or don't have as a problem with compulsive buying. And I don't say I had a problem, but I definitely was sort of overbuying. And I was actually bringing it to the theater during Tech Week, and I would share it with my cast. I'd be like, because we're all in our dressing rooms in front of makeup mirrors, and I'm like, hey, you want to try out this? You can have it. And that was my favorite way actually to get rid of the stuff I wasn't using, as I would take a huge bag to the dressing room, and they would be all gone by the end of the rehearsal. It was great. Millennials collect plants because we can't afford children. It's true. It's true. And I actually want to talk about, I can see online now the same sort of phenomenon, but to a smaller degree with plants. And it's really interesting. I think there's few of us in the chat, including me, who are plant collectors. And, again, I want to reiterate, it's collection rather than a hoard. A hoard is going to cause you a whole host of problems. And typically collections are things that people are proud of. They take joy in, they take very good care of. There's very, careful thought into acquiring each one. But the whole thing with plants is the demand is greater than the supply right now of so-called rare plants. And there was recently, I don't know if it was recent or not, but there was an auction on a Monstera obliqua this is the Monstera obliqua here, and it went for $2,500 for this. You got 3 leaves on it. And it's in what's that, a 3-inch container? So this is $2,500 for a very small, little tiny Monstera obliqua. Think of the things you could have spent on with think of the things you could have bought with $2,500. And also I get I'm getting some stuff in the chat for the journaling community is getting out of hand. Oh, people are all the stickers and the. Yeah, I haven't actually been paying much attention to the journaling community, but I can relate to that. I have seen some stuff. Yeah, Carmen, isn't that not crazy? It did look the Monstera looked a little sad, and they're not easy to keep alive either. I think they need a lot of humidity. You need a little enclosed environment for it. It's just I can't. Alexis, I have over 100 plants. We're trying to keep up with the maintenance right now. Yeah, it's. I find that as long the collection is okay, as long as you can maintain control of it all. But if it gets to be like too much, then that's a time to start evaluating yourself. Meanwhile, I'm over here watching my kangaroo fern slowly die. Oh no. Well, that's the thing about ferns is I don't mess around with ferns because I feel like I'm just going to kill it. Because that maidenhair fern, sure, she's sure pretty, but I feel like if I look at it wrong, it's going to die. And actually, I'm kind of done with all my calatheas. I think like I have 3 of them that are like alive right now. Actually, one of them's doing two. Okay, 2 of them are doing really well. 2 of them are doing mediocre. And one of them's like basically dead. So I think the 2 that are doing really well will do really well for a while. And like the rest of them, I don't know. They can hold on until they hold on, but like I don't think that I'll be buying anymore. I think that they're too much trouble for me. But like and plants can be, and everything that people are collecting, said makeup, plants, bottle caps, Pokemon, whatever, can be really therapeutic if things don't get really out of control. Plants have become really big since lockdown started because people are at home and they need things to do and ways to sort of have a meditative activity and have it, and not leave their house. And plants have been very good for that. They're also good for the environment. They're good for, your home environment as well as the air. But just keep in mind that it can get out of control. But I do think that like I do think that the makeup sort of collecting online rarely gets into the hoarding category. And I have had clients who have hoarding tendencies. I don't specialize in hoarding. I'm not a therapist, but I have had some formal education regarding hoarding. And I have had clients with like level 2. I don't go above level 2 hoarding, and there are different levels of hoarding. When it gets above that level, I will pass them on to a colleague who I know specializes in it. So I want to give you guys some self-forgiveness. Just be kind to yourself about the whole like collecting of the cosmetics, if that has been you since 2013. So I like showed you guys. Everyone's saying what they're collecting in the chat. Oh, books. My husband actually has books. Everyone's talking about plants. Everyone bought plants since the lockdown started because it's like it really does something to your environment. It really enriches your environment in a way that a fake plant or a plastic plant cannot. And it's kind of otherworldly. It's very strange. My friend got big into toiletries, shower gel, shampoo. Oh my. Yeah. So, I mean, that's again, because shopping can be a real dopamine like producing activity. And there is validity to retail therapy. And I have been guilty of, we all have, if we're human, going out and shopping and making myself feel better. It can make you feel better temporarily and even permanently. It just becomes a problem when you are bringing things home and you have no place for them or no plan for them. So usually when I go out shopping or shopping online, I very carefully plan to whether or not I actually need this item and have a plan for this item, have a place to put the item, and know under which circumstances I'm going to use the item, and the chances of that circumstance actually being a real thing. Because like I could justify the purchase of like anything, right? Like I'm like, oh, I need that, like because I have a lot of filming equipment, right? I'm like, well, I need that cable for this camera that I need to like hook up to my computer. Well, what if I don't use that camera very much? Just in case I wanted to use it? No, I'm realistically going to use this camera that I'm using right now to hook up to my computer to use as a webcam instead of my other one. So I had to be realistic about that. In psychology, they noted that plants make humans happier. Well, that is great. That is great. They do make me so happy. They don't make me happy when they start to die, but they do make me happy when they are doing really well. I got a huge Monstera behind me that's doing really well. Actually, it's like kind of behind the door, as you can see. She just keeps growing and growing. I want to I probably should just trim it back and clone it a little bit because it's getting a little out of control. But that, I think that is all I had on my sheet. So for the rest of the chat, I'm going to chat with you guys. But I'll put this out there. Have you guys been a victim to the sort of rise of the influencer or the power of marketing, and found yourself just overbuying or buying things that you didn't need or bringing things home that you didn't need, and have your collection get a little bit excessive? I know that personally I have like, gosh, and I will say this like with full confidence, I probably have like 30 blushes, like powder blushes. I don't need those. Like I feel like only a few of them really look different, you know? But in my mind, I'm like, oh, well, today I need like this pink color red. And to me, I'm like, oh, it's different. It's really not. But I'm totally fine with the amount. And I actually haven't purchased a blush in probably like, probably a good like 3 years, maybe. So that is the real tea there. Everyone's talking about killing their plants. Oh, you started a veggie garden this year? Oh yeah, that's the best because the veggie garden is so satisfying because when you get the end result of like the little thing you can eat, you know. This year I grew all of one habanero pepper. I don't know what happened. I bought like a stunted plant home, and I could tell that it was kind of stunted, but I kind of wanted. I brought it home. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll grow it, and it never grew more than one fruit. But when I made a salsa with that habanero, and it was very satisfying. Very satisfying. Sasha says she has the ubiquitous. Oh, you have the Alex makeup drawers? Oh no. Yeah, for a while there was a whole like phenomenon of people needing a place for all of this makeup that they were collecting, and so IKEA did really well for a while with those like notorious Alex drawer units that were, I think they were like originally for like your office, or I don't know what they were intended for, but it was a little drawer unit with like shallow drawers, and YouTubers were showing them with like tons of makeup inside, and so like everybody got one, and it's just been like the ubiquitous makeup storage furniture ever since. I'm a victim of the Amazon shopping. Oh yeah, the Amazon shopping is much too easy. It's much too easy. It's much too easy. I've actually, and I did have some other things to say. The best way you can sort of reduce your impulse shopping online is to unsubscribe from a lot of those marketing emails that you receive from companies. I've found that, especially with, like, for me, it's the plant companies that will send me, not plant companies, but like a plant retailer will send me an email, and I'm like, ooh, click, I'll open it, and I'm like really into it. I've stopped opening them, and the best way to sort of reduce the temptation is to unsubscribe from those emails, and also to, I don't think that you have to not watch people on YouTube who are talking about products. I just think that you have to maintain a proper perspective of, do you want something because you're going to keep up with the Joneses, or do you want something because that's something you're generally interested in? And I'm totally guilty as charged of having purchased things in the past where it was just about the hype and not about the efficacy or how wonderful I think the product would make me look. So there, I can say with total confidence that there are only maybe like 10 products, cosmetic products, that I've purchased over and over again because I've used them up. And half of those are from the drugstore, I will have to say. Only one of them is like a high-end product. It's like a foundation. But all the others, drugstore or whatever, I can get it there. So it's totally fine. My voice is rough. I definitely found out the influence when I first found YouTube, all the eyeshadow palettes. I know eyeshadow palettes were a thing, right? Because they were expensive, right? And they were like, it's like $25 to to $55 or whatever. Now there's really expensive ones, the Natasha Denona, the Pat McGrath that are over $100. So you've spent a bunch of money on this palette, right? That has all these colors in it, and you're very tempted. You won't use all the colors, right? So, and you'll never get through it. You're never going to get through it, and it's painful, man. It's painful. Alexis is guilty as charged. Yes, especially when there's a promo code. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Carmen's under the influence of a plant. Well, I like your channel. By the way, if you're not subscribed to Carmen and you like plants, please subscribe. She's fabulous, and I like watching. I am also guilty of watching plant hauls and enjoying them. I'm happy when I buy a new toy for my cat. I actually do that too. I am also guilty of overbuying toys for Clover the dog. And I find that this, and I didn't, this is going to sound really crazy, right? So I don't have kids, but a lot of my clients have kids. And for a while I was wondering to myself, I was like, why are parents buying children so many toys? I just didn't understand. I had one client who they're parents, and they have one child living at home. They're wonderful people. Actually, all my clients are like wonderful people. And this child had like the mother load of toys. Like, it was incredible. And yes, they had space to keep them. Yes, they could afford them, and whatever. But I was like, why do they have so many toys? And then I got a dog and discovered that the joy of giving the toy to the little creature is probably the same thing with parents. I don't know. Say in the chat if that's true or not. But I kind of understood it after that, because I like to buy my dog toys, because he lights up when he sees a new toy. He's like, oh, yay, because he likes toys. So I get a little insane. So I get excited buying them, and he gets excited getting them. So therefore, he has a lot of toys. So I recognize it in myself. We do get rid of them from time to time, but that's also a thing. I bought lots of organization products that I swapped out, upgrading, and waiting to give to someone. I've done that too. Travel accessories and bags for me. Interesting. That's the first I've seen of that. That's fun. That's a fun. If you travel a lot, that can go downhill really quickly. Oh, you found me through a beauty channel that now has a minimalist channel. Which one? Sasha, which one? Oh, is it was it Fancy That by Candace? Now she's like this. Oh my gosh, what's the channel called now? This Life something, I forgot. I only remember her by her old name. But she's actually super, super sweet. Love her. I'm really good at killing houseplants. Sometimes I find that people are one way or the other with plants. Like, they're like really good at killing houseplants, and the outdoors thrive. Or like, you're like me. For some reason, I'm really bad at keeping the outdoor plants good nowadays, but the indoor ones are okay. Well, most of them. The Calatheas, they got some issues. Alexis has the Alex drawers. Your Alex drawers is stuffed with paper and planner supplies. There's that too. It's funny how the little things turn out to make such a difference. Yeah. Oh, you canceled Prime last year. That might be a way to stop the shopping if you're buying a lot of things from Amazon. I bought a lot of makeup this year, and now I'm super interested in planning videos. Yeah, it's kind of, I feel like I've seen some of those planning videos, and I've been sort of intrigued, but I haven't really gone down that rabbit hole yet. I was a speaker with Get Organized HQ, which is run by iHeart Planners, and they actually they sent me a planner. Where did it go? Is it down here? Oh no, it's in here. They sent me a planner, And so I still am going to try and figure out what I'm going to use this for, because I'm not really, I don't really plan it. I probably will just write in it, when I have feelings. I gotta put that back up because my obsessions. But yeah, planning's it's a whole rabbit hole, isn't it? I think it's a whole rabbit hole. I'm so behind on the chat, like super, super behind. Okay, here, I've caught up. My son is the first grandchild on both sides of the family, and everyone buys him stuff, so the toys are multiplying. Yeah, that's a huge thing with a lot of the toy issues that I find with clients is that people are half the problem, and I've actually talked to the mother in this situation about what the phenomenon is happening. Is half of it was her husband was, not to call people out of school, or he was really into buying the child toys, right? He loved the response that he got from bringing her toys. And then the other half was presents being brought into the house. I keep hitting the table by other people at like birthday parties, other people's birthday parties. They would bring home like little treat bags, I guess, swag bags. And so that was contributing to the problem as well. And this is why I want to encourage families to start instituting more non-toy gifts. Now, I, as an only child, can say that toys are amazing, and that I had a lot of toys as well. But some of the gifts that I thought were a little bit more enjoyable for me were were gifts that were non-toys, like they were experiences, or like tickets somewhere, lessons, those, movies, those kinds of things were like a lot more fun than toys, some of the time. Hey, Deborah, thanks for stopping by. Have a great day at work. Have a great day. Ooh, did you hear my stomach? That was like, that was like stomach like, catching up on the chat. Yeah, so a lot of the toys come from other people. Yeah, they totally do. They're just like, especially, I don't want to call people out of school, but like especially grandparents are really good at giving the toys. Grandparents and like the parents of like the best friends, a lot of toys come from those. Panning is different from planner bits. Oh yeah, there's like a lot of panning videos that are I guess that come from the perspective of people having a bunch of makeup before and then trying to use up what they have. I've actually looked into that a little, and I've found that it either goes one of two ways. They'll use up the item, and it's very satisfying, or the person doing the panning is using the same items over and over again every day, and gets frustrated that it's not being used up fast enough, and they miss that variety. So again, for like the third time I'm saying, I would allow for a little bit of self-forgiveness. If you like a little variety, if you want to switch up your products every now and again, it's okay. Don't feel like you have to get rid of everything. Again, I'm not the quantity police, but if it's infuriating, if it's interfering with your life, if it's interfering with your family, if it's interfering with your living space, like again, if you can't walk in rooms because you have too many items, or if you're blocking hallways, access to doors, or if your family can't get with you, or it's causing distress in your relationships, then that's something that needs to be addressed. If it's just you feel like you need to get rid of stuff, then go make a move on that. But if you're happy, then I'm not the one to tell you to get rid of stuff. And that's something a lot of people ask me when I go over their house. I haven't seen a client in person since the lockdown, but I go over and they're like, do you want me to get rid of everything? I need to get rid of everything. And I'm like, just slow down. I'm like, you need some stuff. You need toilet paper. You need dish soap. You need a plate or two. Okay. We're just going to help you pare down so that you can find stuff so that you're not stressed out. So people like freak out when I come over. They're like, I'm so embarrassed. Oh my God. I'm like, it's all good. I'm like, just take 2 deep breaths and it's going to be all right. We're just going to get through this. I do miss seeing people in person. I must say, since lockdown started, I haven't been helping people in person, and I actually do miss that. but I don't feel comfortable going to people's houses yet. It's too soon. Too soon. Oh, Trish subscribed to Carmen. Yes. Yes. Oh, that's so awesome. That's so awesome. I try to clear out at least twice a year before Christmas and before birthday. Grabbed a trash bag and filled it up to pass to a friend with a younger baby. That's awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, before Christmas any holiday that's a gift-giving holiday is a really good time to get rid of stuff. And a lot of people are getting rid of stuff during the pandemic and the lockdown, including Sasha, because you're looking at stuff because you're there all day long, and it's starting to really bother people. It's starting to really get under people's skin. Because when you would go to work 8-9 hours a day, you wouldn't have to look at it. And then when you got home, you're doing the dishes, you're cooking dinner, you're putting the kids to bed, you're helping them with their homework, you're maybe taking care of some stuff after work, you're watching TV, you're winding down. You're not thinking about your environment as much. But now that people are home almost all day, all the time, it's sort of closing in on them, and they're needing to either like clear the space or to at least organize it a little better. And that has been good for people like me, I guess. I had a lunch date with a few friends Saturday outside. Oh, that's awesome. That is so awesome. That is actually the only circumstances in which I've seen my friends, and it's been really nice. I think I got together. I have 3 girlfriends who we've been friends since grad school, which was over 20 years ago. And we chat on Zoom every Saturday, but we got together once, outside in Cambridge, and we had a picnic. It was just really lovely, and everyone wore masks, of course, when they could, when we were not eating. But it was lovely, and getting together outside is like the best thing you can do. Hey, Art Smart, how are you doing? I hope you're having a great day at school. I hope you're having an awesome day. Yeah, it's and I think, and when I did the singing mask test thing, that was really nice. It was nice to like actually be with people in person and not over my computer screen, which isn't bad particularly, but it's it doesn't match the same energy as like being in a room with someone. The pandemic has helped us with clutter for sure. Yeah, clearing out stuff. Yeah, I feel like the pandemic has been a real motivator for people getting their homes organized and sort of under control. The only bad thing about it, well, bad for people in general, is that like companies like the Container Store and other home organizing, retailers, Home Depot, those places were not prepared to handle the demand in March and in April and even May and June, and we're like backed up for weeks and weeks. I know I ordered something from Container Store in March, did not receive it till April, I think late in April, and then it was in really bad condition. I didn't get any notification about my order. It was a hot mess. I think they may be a little better now, but wow. Myself and my family are minimalists. We've somehow accumulate during the you've accumulated during the pandemic. Usually our kids' gifts. Wow. I wonder. Well, I mean, again, that Amazon, so easy. I got a new chair from Amazon. So, but it's only because I'm here all the time and at this desk, and if I'm gonna be here for sitting here for yesterday I sat here for, and I'm not exaggerating, I sat here for 8 hours editing and creating videos yesterday. And if I'm gonna sit in this chair for 8 hours, it better be comfortable. So I traded in my chair for the bunny chair, and it's been the best decision I've ever made. Now the only bad thing about it is that Clover's scared of it right now. So I think he's scared of the bunny ears. But eventually I think he'll get over it. They get over everything. My mic is probably too loud because well, we'll see. So it is 12:55. I should get off here. Unless anybody has anything else to say. Schools have been crazy busy. But good. Oh, that's great, Artsman. I'm glad you're doing good. Yeah, because and I am feeling for teachers right now. Like you guys are in like a sort of philosophical bind with like, doing the job you love and also keeping everyone safe. So where's the bean? That he is, oh, like close the door. So he's outside, but I'll bring him in for the end of the stream so that you guys can say hello. 1 second, I will grab him. He's not pleased that I woke him up, but he had to do a cameo. What are you looking at? Do you? So, Clover, the thing about we've got a whole routine down with Clover. So we've stopped taking him to like a traditional dog park because he doesn't really do amazing with interactions with strange dogs, and that's okay. That is okay. He kind of he's okay if other dogs mind their own business, but he's not okay. Rebecca, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rebecca. He like is he if other dogs mind their own business, he's fine, right? He can play the ball, he's fine. But so if they don't mind their own business, then he's a complete wreck. So we now just have him on like a long leash, and we take him to like a regular park, not a dog park. So he's on a leash, so he's safe, so he can't like run into the street, and we play fetch that way, and we don't come in contact with like a lot of other strange dogs, and he loves it. So we've got a whole routine down. So this morning he was doing that for 54 minutes. I thought he was going to slow down. Yes, Emerald, yes, the Zelda sound effect. I thought he was going to like slow way down because he's 4 right now, 4 years old. But once he starts like getting into the whole fetch thing, he doesn't want to stop. And I kind of love that. And my husband and I saw him jump the highest he's ever jumped today. And we were like so proud of him. So we want to get him into an agility class, but again, probably won't till this whole pandemic situation has at least solved itself a little bit. But yeah, he look tired? So he was out there for 54 minutes, and he's gonna sleep for the rest of the day, hopefully, or at least until dinner time. Again, after dinner, he like gets the toys back out, and he wants to play some more. He's got a lot of energy, a lot. And a lot of people say that like, or it's like it's common belief that like Cavaliers are like not athletic or they're like lap dogs, and he is a lap dog, but like he also needs to get moving like for like, I don't know, 50 minutes a day, and then he's fine. He's fine. My dogs are 10 years old and still think they're puppies. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, doesn't he look exhausted? He's so tired. And I think like a tired dog is a happy dog, like, I mean, it's good. He's never destroyed anything in our house. Oh, bye, Margaret. He's never destroyed anything in our house. He's really well behaved because he's tired all the time. So I'm like, sometimes people are like, oh, my dog is like, destroying our couch or, eating shoes. I'm like, is your dog bored? Like, so maybe like an epic walk or like agility class would be great. Agility class is fun. So with sport dogs, I need to get him into like something, because he is, oh, thank you, Rebecca. So he's, cause I think he needs like some more stimulation. 4 is still a puppy. Oh, your little guy turned 14 last week. Oh, That's so cute. He looks like he just got off his 9 to 5. I know, he looks like he's ready for like a whiskey and water, right? Like a bourbon and water. He's like, pour me a martini. Don't ya? He did get off his 9 to 5. That's his job, is to like fetch the ball for like an hour and then he can like sleep all day. Yeah. Otherwise, he is a menace. He like will be in my face. He's out of control. He's bringing toys. He'll like get them all out. He'll like go in his little basket, get one. If that one doesn't work, like if I don't touch it, he'll go and get another one, take it out. He's like, you gonna throw this one? No? Okay, get another one. You gonna throw this one? Okay, I'll get another one. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I don't know how, I've told you again, I wasn't super prepared, but I just wanted to have a casual chat about the rise of makeup collecting and collecting in general, and you know what hoarding actually is, and maybe at some other time we'll talk more specifically about hoarding. Again, I don't work with hoarders a lot, but I do have a lot of. I have formal education on hoarding. I actually met Matt Paxton a few years ago, and if you guys watch Hoarders, you know who that is. He's a super nice dude. But I will let you guys go. And I will let this guy go to sleep. But I hope you guys had a good time. And I will see you later. Where did I come up with the name Clover? I just like botanical names. That's all. It was really nothing special. I just like botanical names for things. I give all of my Apple devices botanical names, like rose, flower, leaf, things like that. I don't know why. I like plants. All right. Well, Clover's got to go, and I got to go. So I hope you guys are having a great morning, great afternoon, wherever you are. And I will see you. Where's the, here we go. I got my hand on the button. I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.